Hey guys, welcome to Wrench to Drive. This is a quick review of this turbo racing radio. Unfortunately, it's not going to be a full review because mine actually had a problem, which bums me out a little bit, guys, but BangGood made it all okay. Now, sadly, the problem was with the receiver, and what I wanted was that if they could send me out a replacement receiver, I'd be totally happy, guys. That apparently was not an option, so unfortunately... So this is the Turbo Racing P50, I believe. It uses their VT protocol, so it works with the little mini race cars. And this radio comes with a receiver, a 4-channel receiver, and you can use it with whatever you want. So I wanted to try it out because it's got decent functionality on the 3rd and 4th channels. It says it's got endpoint adjustment, and from what I can tell, it's actually not endpoint adjustment on the 3rd and 4th. It's actually trim, which is okay, but it would have been nice if it had endpoint, because for those who don't know, trim just lets you move the center position basically. So you shift it a little bit to the left, and the servo moves a little bit farther to the left. You shift it a little bit to the right, the servo moves a little farther to the right overall. Endpoint adjustment actually lets you adjust the range of motion. So instead of going a full 90 degrees, it might only go 70 degrees. So this, I believe, as best as I could tell, the 3rd and 4th channel, you only have trim control, guys. It's actually trim, not endpoint, as best I can tell, guys. And I'm sorry I'm waffling, but like I said, the receiver's not working very well. Basically, it works when you power it up, but then it fails to maintain a connection after anywhere between like 30 seconds and a minute. So it's really annoying, and it's kind of hard to figure out if things are working properly. So I have had a chance to try it out, so I'm just going to tell you what the goods and bads about this radio. Now, first of all, it seems like a little bit better quality than the radio that comes with the little turbo racing cars, guys, in some ways. All right, now the steering feels very, very similar. I'm going to say the same, guys. And the interesting thing is that the throttle is actually a little bit smoother, guys. Like the throttle on this radio is really smooth. It's not bad on the other one. The other one's totally usable. This is butter, guys. It's just really nice and smooth, so it gives you really good touch. Now, the only downside, notice that reverse, very short range, guys. It's got a much longer throw on the forward, so reverse is a bit of a hair trigger, especially when you're crawling. It's definitely noticeable, guys. If you got a bit of a heavy finger, you can really bounce your crawler into reverse hard with this reverse, guys. So if you want to run this with a crawler, maybe not the best radio. There's definitely ones with a better range on the reverse, guys. Now overall, it works really well. I actually like this radio. The feel of it's really good. You can one-handed drive it if you got big hands like me. The 4th channel right here has got center, left and right position. 3rd channel is just on-off type scenario. The steering and throttle trim are right here, guys. Push button, very easy. When you hit center, it goes beep beep. When you go one side to the other, it goes beep. When it gets to the engine range of motion, it stops beeping. So very intuitive. The only thing that's weird with this, guys, is if you want to set the dual rate for the throttle and the steering, what you do is you turn the steering all the way to one way, and then you use the trim button. Okay, that's not a big deal for the steering, but what about the throttle? If you got the ESC in the vehicle and you're looking to adjust it, that's kind of annoying, guys. And I had a little bit of trouble figuring out if the throttle dual rate was working. It did not seem to be. It seemed like I was not able to adjust that, and it says you should be able to, but like I said, the method for adjusting, it's a little weird, guys. So I don't know, I might have been doing it wrong. With the little cars, I can't really see myself doing it. Now the other thing, and again, I'm sorry, I'm not 100% sure, guys, but when I changed the dual rate on the steering, I'm pretty sure that when I turned it off and back on again, it did not maintain the setting. That's kind of annoying. I'm not 100% sure, guys. So, like I said, I was having problems with that receiver. So, but it seemed like that's what it was doing. So, anyways, that is a downside, guys. So, overall, I have to say, not a terrible radio. If you just want to use the basic functions, the 3rd and 4th channel, the trim, that seems to work fine, guys. So you know, this radio right now is on sale for a whopping $33 Canadian, guys. That is really, really cheap. Like that's a pretty good deal for a radio of this capability. Now, for my money, the Austar AX6S is on sale for, like, you know, $4 or $5 more. I would definitely go for that radio, just because, you know, I've had some quality issues with this. It's I mean, in theory, if everything on this works the way it's supposed to, it's a little bit better radio for a little bit less money, so that would be nice. But, you know, based on my experience, I'd say the Austar is a nicer radio. Now, the one significant improvement to me in this radio over that the stock one that comes with those turbo racing cars is that this uses AA batteries instead of AAA batteries. Where I live, AA's are much cheaper, guys, way cheaper. So I prefer that. So that's enough of a reason to want this radio practically for me. But you know, whatever, make your own decision. Agree, don't agree, that's fine. It does seem like this handle is a little harder to get in than on the other radio, but that could just be me, guys. So overall, you know, this is a cheap radio, $33 Canadian. That is very inexpensive. You're gonna have a really hard time finding a cheaper radio right now. They've gone up in price a little bit, guys. So the Dumbo is still really good. I like the Austar AX6S a lot. You know what? This seems alright. You know, definitely if you're saving enough money, I would say it might be worth getting one of these. A little bit of a quality issue. One thing I wanted to show you on the receiver, I cracked it open to see if I could find any obvious signs of a problem on the circuit board, because I know how to solder and whatnot. So there really isn't anything blatantly obvious. And the downside is, for, you know, considering this is broken, it's a downside. If it worked, it wouldn't be a downside. It's conformal coated, guys. So if you can see there's a big glob on top of this this chip here, guys. So they've been very generous with the conformal coating, and it's just a real thin, it's like a rubbery stuff that you spray on, and it waterproofs things, guys. So this has been well conformal coated. It's got a real nice coating on it. So this for sure would be waterproof, guys. I would be shocked if water was able to damage this. But that also means that the ends of the leads are not easily accessible, guys. Once you conformal coat something, it's a bit of an adventure to deal with. If anybody knows of a way to easily get this stuff off, by all means share. I am not savvy to what it is, or at least I've never bothered to look. So anyways, there's nothing super obviously wrong with this, but I have not looked with the magnifier and these tiny little surface mount capacitors and resistors. It's really hard to tell if they got a good solder connection. It's also very tricky to fix them if they don't. If you got really good eyesight, really good touch, microscope, you might be all right. I rarely work on anything this small, guys, and you know, I think 2 sizes up, kind of the standard size ones, are a little tricky at times, guys. These ones are going to be a real adventure. So anyways, you know, nothing wrong with this in theory, guys. This is you know, pretty standard, and it's nicely conformal coated. So there you go. What more do you need to know? Like I said, overall a little bit disappointing, but BangGood made it right, so you know, I'm not out of pocket or anything, so I'm fine. This will work with my turbo racing car, so now I have 2 radios and 2 cars. If you haven't checked it out, I made a video review of the 2 car special. So it's 2 cars with a radio and a spare body shell. For it was on sale for $80 at the time, guys. And totally worth it in my opinion. Those cars are really fun. Now I got 2 radios, so both can be run at the same time, so that's awesome. There you go. That's the review. Not all good, not all bad, guys. I'd rate this right in the middle. It's probably about a 7 out of 10. For the value, that might be a bit harsh actually, because again, it is very inexpensive, guys. Similar to the DumboRCs, guys, in terms of overall, like, you know, neither of them is perfect. Feel in your hand, overall quality, very, very similar, guys. You know, slightly different. The interface on this with the buttons, probably not ideal, but you know, they gotta find a way to keep the dollar value down, right? Like this stock radio that comes with the cars that has the dial trim and whatnot, guys, actually much nicer. There's 2 versions of this radio, guys. There's one with the buttons and one with the knobs. If you get the one, I would get the one with the knobs personally, guys. Though if you have an option, the one with the knobs is definitely a little more user friendly, guys. And I guarantee you, the reason they're doing the one with the buttons is because it's cheaper to make, guys. So just keep that in mind. They do work fine. The range seems okay from what I can tell. Unfortunately, like I said, that's one of the things I wanted to try with this receiver, was to see how well they work, you know, in a proper crawler or a car type situation, guys. But probably not going to be able to do that right away here. And the receivers are a little pricey right now, so I don't know that I want to order one, but yeah, we'll see. Anyways, there you go. That's a quick review. Take it for what you will. It's definitely not a world beater, guys, but my opinion, not terrible, not great. It's pretty comfortable in the hand and everything. So in terms of driving the car, it's fine. I have no complaints as far as that goes. So there you go. We'll see you next time on Wrench to Drive, where we ask the eternal question: do you drive to wrench, or do you wrench to drive?